street. New York, New Jersey, another dog, Florida. Whoa, what a way to join the street. Saturday night. Scotty beam up, I did. The pavement had the 70s, 90s street. Oh, join the streaming of a circle of Klingons. Oh, let the stream dictate. We talk about everything that has squirrels and for squirrels' sake. Gravy and state laws. Just having fun. We get heated. So many crimes and a bunch of Saturday stream with Dadman and friends. Join the Saturday stream. Squirrel, hello, Mom. Saturday, squirrel fun. Only way. Join the stream Saturday with Dadman. Whoa. Sat night.
Hey, a squirrel or Saturday night with Dad.
Man, come on, dance and join our
Sat night. Hey, a squirrel or Saturday night with Dad.
man. Come on, dance and join us.
And welcome to another Saturday night with Dadman and friends. And right now we have one friend, but she's the all incredible. It's not a get over it tonight, but she's the wonderful, beautiful creator of that hot intro right there and the great get over it. Anna, how are you tonight, my friend?
Oi, oi. I'm
Oi,
good.
oi.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, oi, oi. Where did oi, oi come from, by the way? I got a friend stunning in Canada. He usually comes in oi. I see Grant down there, and the Australians usually do oi, oi. You know? So,
Pretty much. Yeah. It comes from Oz.
okay. It's not like the OI on the binary code on the back of a stormtrooper, is it?
No. But no, it's it's a Sunday morning for me.
It is, folks, and it's a late Saturday night here. How are you doing tonight, friend?
Yeah, great.
Yes, really late. It's Sunday morning. Glad to have you with me tonight. We've got a few people out. Mrs. is traveling. A few people are sick, and Alaska Jeff is going to be fashionably late. So
Yes. Alaska.
I know you love Alaska.
Alaska never gives a, even though I'm gonna make it give a the territory.
What, are you going to be Queen of Alaska now?
Yes.
That sounds like fun. But hey, you love your A countries, Alaska, Australia. I'll get Foster's is Australian for beer.
Alabama.
Alabama?
Nice.
Yeah, you love Alabama too. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. We love the A's.
Angola.
Angola?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what other A's we got. Let's see. Arizona.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Arizona, but I'll give them a
Too hot.
pass. But how about you? How are you doing tonight?
I don't know. It depends on the moment. I think I'm here. I think that's progress. My wife's still out of town. She just bought a new Lego thing tonight, which was really cool. She's excited about. Mom is still in the rehab, but looking out to get out later this weekend. My kid Ang is being a special kid as always, but so not bad. Doing good. Spent a good day hanging out with a friend and checking on mom and stuff and getting more into the House of the Dragon and things like that. So time well spent, really a lot of fun. So I'm even more excited tonight to have you with us and hopefully Jeff and others show up and then this chat out here. So shall we say hi to the chat, Anna?
Why would we?
Well, I'm going to designate. I'll let you say hi to everybody. How about that?
No, I don't want to. You do it.
Oh, sometimes I talk too much. Hey, Anna. Hey,
You're the
Larry,
top dog. Hello, Larry.
Good to see you, Larry. I wonder if he likes biscuits and gravy like Vagabond and I do. But good to see you, Larry. Who's this, by the way?
Somebody's name that starts with an A.
Well, see, there you go. You like your A's. Right back to it. Like the missus says, if you don't like yourself, if we don't like ourselves, then who's going to like you? So
Yeah, A's are
good.
great.
Yes, they are. Buddy Hepburn, buddy.
Buddy! Howdy.
How are you? And as Buddy says, please hit that like, subscribe button. So I got up to 779 subscribers. It'll be funny to get to the 780 finally. But the missus is catching us really quickly, folks. So, but she's the better half anyway, don't you think?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Oh, he just finished the stream. Now that work's AC is fixed, the apartment AC is broken. Oh, the luxury apartments are garbage. Oh, God. And I don't know how Dave actually works in a kitchen somewhere, and the AC's been out like all summer, like it's 80 degrees early in the morning. I mean, you can tell with the heat, you can relate. And now they finally fixed the work AC. His apartment AC's out, and it's Florida.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start.
No, okay, all right. Here,
oi, oi. Yeah, I'm not gonna start on the Americans always saying to the Brits, "Oh, you have another heat wave coming. Oh my goodness. Oh, stop complaining." No, I'm not gonna start explaining this whole thing all over again. But you get it. You've seen us suffer. We've talked about it for years, and it is what it is. So.
Well, hey, even those, but I tell you, I've seen articles. A more serious thing is that like they're starting to get on to people that have those ACs over there because it's a weird country, long stories, but you know what? You're tougher, Anna. You're tougher. What?
What do you mean it's a weird country?
Well, some of the laws and your prime minister, the former one's kind of
Oh,
weirdo anyway, and
please. You
things
come
like
from
that.
the
So,
United States. Don't talk to me about weird laws.
well, we might pick a state at random and look at weird laws tonight. We might do that. Yeah. But hello to the great Mr. Grant Gregory. Oi, oi, sir. Hell to you, to the great Oz, the land down under, where women glow and men plunder. I love that song. Can't you hear the thunder? You better run. You better take cover. Yeah. I always love to give my friend Hungry Boy a hard time about down
Oi,
under
oi, Grat.
being the Australian national anthem. But hello to you. Hello to your wonderful wife, Jay, also. Grant, if she is around, and if she's not, just tell her.
Hello, Jay.
Yeah. And here's stunning. This is the first half of the oi. This is the oi from Canada, or I call it Canada. Oi. I don't know how it's said.
Hello, stunning. Yes. We're all part of the Commonwealth.
Yes. And hello to the butcher of baklava. I mean, God dang it. I can't get that name right. Blaviken. Sorry, Jay. Butcher of Blaviken. Good to see you tonight. Ma'am, how are you doing? What, Anna? Your silence is just deafening, but anyway. Oh, God. Oh, hey. Spent all afternoon building Pearl's good eats from Gatorland when I make my dress at Gatorland. You know what's funny? I thought he said Pearl Jam at first, and we had talked about that with our accountant friend Yemi the other day, our Nigerian prince, and he was like, he said, was it you or me asked who the four big of grunge, and I said Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, and Nirvana. Woo! I'm learning.
Yeah, you never even heard of 99% of that.
No, I've heard more of Nirvana than I have any of. I heard of Alice in Chains. I've heard of Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, but not really familiar with actual music. So, but hey, all right, good. I'm glad you're good. Grant said I could butcher some baklava right now. Yes. Yes. All right. And we haven't even got on tiramisu is another thing, but hey, there are levels of common and wealthy, but oh my gosh. But anyway, welcome in everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? By the way, Anna, this is a big day for you. Because you're a proud cat owner. For you cat owners out there, today is International Cat Day. Well, at least where it's still the 8th of August, right? Anna, you take pride in your wonderful cat, right?
Oh yeah, I love cats.
Yeah. Did you wish him a happy International Cat Day today?
No.
No. Yeah. That's the thing is go to a cat's head. But hey, here's a meme for you. When you tell a cat it's International Cat Day,
Cat day is every day for a cat.
that's the attitude out of that.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Just winks at you. Just kind of lifts up a finger. Lifts up a
A
finger. God,
finger. I don't know
I
what
don't
kind of
know.
cats you know who have fingers, but no. Happy International Cat Day. But if you're a cat owner, it's every day, or any kind of pet owner. But yes, I don't know where he is right now. He's probably one of those cats who just is a cat.
Well, cats also rule. They're basically like royalty. Like here's one for you. Let's see. It's National Cat Day. Bring me a bowl of fresh catnip and a can of tuna.
Mm. Not all cats like catnip.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
What is?
seen I've seen big lions actually get more giddy a tiny bit of catnip than my cat.
Yeah.
He just
I,
sniffs it and then he kind of goes a little bit like, huh? And then he just walks away. A
yeah.
big lion would be like rolling around, doing weird stuff.
So your cat's kind of like the just drugs are bad, okay? Like Cancer Mackey. Drugs are bad, okay? Uh, I love I love Mr. Mackey. Uh, that's just funny. He's the anti-drug cat, so
Yeah.
yeah. But it's all good. Let's see. We got one more here. Um, we got one right here. One more we got right here. We got my cat ignores me the entire day, but also when my cat is eating something.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got one. I feel you right here in my meow meow. Aw. No, kitty. Back, kitty. My pie. West, where are you, West? He does that one really great. Yes, let's all praise the pussy today. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We will take our cat out. We will go out and shall pet my pussy proudly. And
Up.
I'm unanimous in that. Mrs. Slocum from Are You Being Served?
Yes. We've been through
Yes.
this.
I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I love that. I love that, especially for the time of that. Speaking of that, do you have any of the old British comedies shows that you really liked?
Faulty Towers.
Oh, yes.
Um. Uh. Absolutely fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Is that one you could relate to? Because I know my wife loves that one.
Yeah, it's really funny with Joanna Lumley and Dawn. What's her name? I forget. Um, what's the other one with Peep Show? And then they also did another one. Goodness gracious, it's a whole bunch of like idiots who just do idiot stuff in London.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Um.
I loved what you said, Faulty Towers. I love John Cleese always. My
Yeah.
favorite episode is when he tried was when they had the arrogant American, the rude American. Uh, they come in his British wife. They were in town, and the rude American was bossing everybody around, and it was what I really liked it was the actor that played the rude American was actually Bruce Boa,
Okay.
who was General Reagan in Empire Strikes Back. the rebel
Mhm.
general on Hoth. So that is always that, and also when he does the goose step march, he's like John Cleese with those.
But
It's just
Brett's do a lot of good live TV panel comedy shows. So kind of like I guess you'd compare is it yeah, it's kind of like SNL,
yeah.
but there's quite a few of them with a whole bunch of comedians who used to be very funny, and now the shows are getting not that funny anymore because of certain things, but back in the
Hmm.
day it was just a joy to watch. In the evening, you switch it out. Have I got news for you? Was
Hmm.
a great one. Where a whole bunch of people and they'll invite famous people onto the panel and they'll sit there in the studio and just make fun of things. Um, I don't know. I think Top Gear sometimes was actually really funny.
Top Gear. Oh
Yeah.
wow. Isn't it like a motorcycle show or some mechanic show?
You don't know what Top Gear is?
Nope. Look, I'm the guy that still hasn't watched Tombstone. Okay, so no.
Or RoboCop?
Or RoboCop. Yep.
No, Top Gear is a show about cars where a whole bunch, three hosts come together and test out different cars,
Hmm.
and,
Oh,
and then
interesting.
and then invite guests as well who they make test out the cars, and then they talk about what car is better.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's an interesting concept for a show. I like that idea. I think I've seen it before, the title, but I've never actually watched it. But speaking of unique and way up, oh yeah, Buddy said the old that old OG Top Gear is what to watch. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of what to watch, the mechanic of all mechanics, Mr. Technical Savvy himself, which I'm not, as he swirls in the background. He and you know what? With the intro, we missed
Does
getting to
what in
watch
the
him
background?
swirls in the background
Oh, okay.
because normally he's dancing to the intro that you made. It's the one, the only, the mystery, and you love the state of Alaska. Alaska Jeff. Hey Jeff.
Hey, howdy, hey, can you hear me?
We
Hey
can
howdy.
hear
Hey,
you
yes we
loud and
can.
clear. Hello, Alaska.
Wonderful.
Yes. Mr. As Anna's AI said, Mr. Smooth Late Night Jazzy Voice. How have you been
Yes,
doing?
indeed. I got some music to go with that jazz. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if you've been on with Jeff since he got the new sound toy he's got now, Jeff.
Yes, I got all the sound toys.
Things like this.
Oh, Jeff, we were talking a little
And
bit
then,
about
by the
some.
way, this
Go
is the
ahead.
most important button for me right here
Yeah.
because, I have such a very hard time when I'm streaming.
Yeah. Why did you say bleep? Why did bleep bleep? Yeah, that's awesome. But hey, all right, good to have you with us tonight. Yeah, Jeff and I
Yeah,
just did our.
if you Jeff, if you keep pressing it like every 5 seconds, whenever Dadman talks, you might actually make a track. Beep 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 beep.
Yeah, you know what? You know what? You can do that anytime you want to. I did that with JT Kirk in a tweet one night, or in a voice to text. It was like crazy, but oh man, Jeff. So how's
No,
your
it's
week
more
been? I know.
beneficial for these streams to have stuff like this.
I tell you, you guys, if I'm not around, y'all would miss my comic gold. You know, you really, really would. So,
Mm-hmm.
Grant said, put a jacket on. If you're streaming outside, you'll catch cold, Jeff.
What do you think? I'm from Alabama or something like that?
Well, we talked about Alabama a little bit, you know. Actually, we're going to do that. So, but yeah, but we ended up the third session of our the death of storytelling. Well, we got Anna here. You want to highlight that a little bit?
We were
Yeah.
actually talking about
We're-
storytelling.
yeah. through British
today.
comedies. Yeah.
No, we were talking about storytelling and how idiotic some of the modern storytelling is as we're watching something happen.
Mm,
Oh
Um,
yeah.
indeed. What was the thing that you're watching happen?
It was.
it,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Anna.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, it's the House of the Dragon. It's the new season of House of the Dragon,
Ah,
and
Yeah.
you can definitely see a a change from season 2 to season 3. And it's like we're looking at it, it looks like it's season 2 was much more on point, much more active, had a lot more action, and season three's got like so many. It's like The Walking Dead in some ways, where Walking Dead ended up with like 25 different groups of people you wanted that you had to follow. So you didn't get your favorites, you didn't know who was doing what, and overemphasis on romance, you know, and
you know,
not the story itself.
I noticed with a lot of stories, they kind of start to default to, um, they either start to default to things that are modern um, or an overemphasis on romance. And I've noticed this trend with a lot of things. And I think the reason why that happens is they start to run out of ideas for the original concept. For example, one of the better narratives out there, I think, are a lot of the things written by Jane Austen.
Hmm.
Now, those things are surrounded by romance, but the thing is it's on point to the story. When you start to throw it into something that's, doesn't focus on that, like let's say we take Lord of the Rings and we start throwing that in there, it starts to detract from the main message of the story, which is revolving around trying to get rid of this great evil. And so when you suddenly jump gears and make it all about relationships, then it's like, ugh. But I came here for the other story, and suddenly we're being dragged off onto this rabbit trail. And so, yeah, I think
A
that
very
is
good
a
point to that.
unfortunate trend.
Very good point to that, because we were actually talking about that, because we noticed that trend. Especially Anna has read the books and watched the show up till now. I'm catching up in season 2, and I've seen season 3, but it's like, and she and another site had said, what they've done now in the new season of season 3 is there's a lot of stuff that's in there that's not in the books, and it's one of the things that they've thrown in is a lot of the romance lines. And we've watched it. We like 5 episodes in a row have really suffered. Because I love season 1, I love season 2. The first couple episodes in season 3 were battles and seemed to be on point, but now it's like too much talking and too much, romance. And like Anna,
No,
as
no,
you
no,
were
no,
just,
no, no,
uh,
no. The whole bit,
yeah,
no. Uh,
yeah,
it's important to have discussions and talking, but the characters have to stay consistent and true to themselves. And when you switch and flip flop writers, it's just like in Star Wars or Star Trek or any modern shows. They have new writers for every episode, and it's like, did they even talk in the writers' room? Do they have any discussions? Because they don't even pay attention to what they're writing. It's like the one episode we have one thing, and then the same character acts completely different because somebody else wrote the episode.
Yes, indeed. That is a very common problem in the world of writing.
yeah. I know Walking Dead did it. I know Star Wars has done it with its shows. Is that you keep changing writers every episode, and what we're noticing in some of them, based on how they end. If it's not in the book, you can tell when they brought outside modern storylines into you know into a period that doesn't apply. And it does detract. I mean,
Okay, can I just say something? When something
please,
was
yeah,
said in a medieval fantasy context,
yes,
which was the word comrade,
yep.
that completely took me out of the immersion. I was like, nobody, why would you say that? Who wrote
Indeed.
this?
Yeah.
Well, I actually got to meet. Sorry, I'm tinkering with my green screen right now because I have the kind of the time to figure it out, and it was bugging out on me. I actually got to meet a writer of the what was it, TV show of Law and Order.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wow.
And he was tasked with writing 3 episodes back to back. And he came to our school and got to tell us about it. And we were like, oh, so you were like made some of the most successful episodes? And he's like, yeah, that was me. Why did you only do 3 episodes? And basically, they had a team of, I think he said around 10 plus writers all writing for the series. And so they would be given just a little bit of the season to work with, and then they just had to work with that only. So I think that is all about trying to make things fast, and unfortunately, it makes the whole storytelling process become more about numbers rather than about consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like I said, I can tell a difference in the writing and how it, and not just what we've watched with there, but many of the other stories that we're talking about. By the way, Sashi's here. Sashi,
Hello, Sashi.
yay! And your green screen did disappear. Now you're back to the fireplace
Yes, indeed.
because Jay was saying you're a ghost. So, but no, I
Indeed.
tell you, I will still say watching it is still more entertaining than a lot of the other stuff that I've seen, and definitely. Well, I won't even get on to some of the movies I
Well,
watched.
but Buddy also said Fire and Blood
Yeah.
isn't that detailed because it's more like an not an encyclopedia, but like a historical account of what happened. It's not really a novel, but everything. Wouldn't that make it easier for you as showrunners and writers if you're just given very detailed bullet points of what characters are supposed to be, what they're supposed to do? Okay, you can have creative insertion of your own ideas of how to change it a little bit, but it's completely changed. It's nothing like Fire and Blood. There are certain elements because the characters you have the same names for the different houses and different characters, but they just don't stay consistent and completely not what it's like in the actual book at all.
Right. And then when you add in things like Comrade and many many different romantic interests, not just one. There's like 4 or 5 different ones, and it's like,
In one episode.
Yeah, one episode. I was
It
sitting
was
there
like
watching. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Anna.
there was so many different characters that never had these interests, and all of a sudden they're like shoving it in scene after scene after scene, and you're sitting there and I'm like, what am I watching? I want to see dragons fight. I want to see men on horses fighting trebuchets, some kind of strategic council working out how to fight the battle, the little court intrigue. Here it's just very bizarre what they're doing. I don't like
Well,
it.
there was one scene. I'm sitting there with it was 2 females, and one was I don't know if it's a queen, but the lord over that castle there was a lady. But then she had another lady sitting on her lap right there, and I'm like, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. And but that's like one of the ones, like Anna said, that had like 4 or 5 different in one episode. And it's like, I just and especially when you find out that stuff's not in a book or in the novellas, whatever you want to, whatever the source material is, and it's like, it's frustrating. So, Buddy was saying
Wait,
to that Fire and Blood
what
gives
did you say was not in the books?
I like all this romantic stuff, right, Anna? From what you said.
If you listen to the author talking about his books, you hear that he actually intended to have a lot more, apparently. So he was he in an interview he said he wanted the wonder of Lord of the Rings, but none of the morality. It's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of the story.
Right.
I know that there's some people that do love it, But when I heard that, I thought, I can kind of see why you have so many very inappropriate scenes that are put in there, because it's very much in line with his philosophy. So I would say that it still probably tracks with it. It might not have been in the books directly, but it was a lot of it was implied. Apparently,
He's now actually involved in the new season, and he practically got boosted by the showrunners because
Yeah.
he was reading the script and trying to uh give notes and say, no, you need to change this, and they just basically said, we don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. By the
You're
way,
not going to be involved in your own creation anymore.
by the way, let me say goodbye to Sashi. He's headed to work. Sashi, also happy Singapore Day, Sashi.
Happy
May you live
Singapore
long and prosper.
Day.
Yes, yes. What Buddy had said, the Fire and Blood gives you specific events and some details and the outcomes at times, but not how they tie together with the events in between. So, yeah, I get that. But it's just really interesting to see. We've seen it from so many different franchises where they do, and like Buddy said, they pick and choose the narrative from the events and fill in with interpersonal details. And what we're seeing, I mean, at least, is like sometimes it depends on the writer's personal background. Uh,
Yep.
and we've seen that because it was no idea. It's the one scene with the type of material that came in. Their backgrounds, you read their bios, and you're like, well, no, this explains a lot. So,
Uh-huh.
One
hey,
of the
real quick, let me say hi to Sam. Sam,
Sam,
hey,
hello.
I hope to join you. I can't English tonight. Hey, I had hoped to be able to join y'all, but I guess I'm going to just listen today. Well, there's still time. You can join at any point. By the way, get that baby cuteness, those unicorn Crocs, Sam. That baby. Oh yeah, yeah, baby. Oh, God, I should have had them up, and I could have showed you the pictures. Yeah, I found unicorn Crocs for adults that actually light up. They light up, and baby ones that light up too. But
mm,
uh, but oh my gosh. So,
so
Anna, go ahead,
there's a
Jeff or
writer
Anna.
there's a writer that I really an adaptation that was done that I really really enjoy, and that is the Hobbit films, especially the extended. The film theatrical ones, not good. The extended ones are very well done, and a lot of the stuff in there that a lot of people would criticize were actually parts of the extended world that was created by Tolkien. Now there was a little bit thrown in here and there, but for the most part, the writers saturated themselves in Tolkien's work, trying to figure out how he would have written a lot of these things. And besides the one female elf, everything else actually fits very much in line with what was done. And even the female elf is a callback to the love story that Tolkien himself kind of had about him and his wife in many ways. So even so, it was still done with reverence and to his memory. That is a good way to write, in my opinion. And unfortunately, a lot of writers, they see either a paycheck or they're trying to springboard their idea onto somebody else's thing, kind of like when you have that movie Rebel Moon that was supposed to be
Oh my
another Star Wars
God,
movie.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, and then he's like, "What? I can't make this into Star Wars. Fine, I'll make my own universe."
I remember
Bitter at
hearing
all,
about that.
Snyder?
I remember hearing about Rebel Moon and what it did. Oh gosh. No, I agree.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Anna. Go ahead.
Another thing from the fantasy world, which again, I exposed Dadman to, is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is a short novella or a number of novellas, and it's very straight to the point. It's about honor, a hero who comes from nothing and slowly builds himself up, where he is at a disadvantage from every point in his life. His background, his nobody wants to help him because of his status in society, and he actually becomes one of the greatest knights in Westeros. And every episode is a good 35 minutes, not 1 hour and 20 minutes or 1 hour. It's very short, concise, has good action, and has good moral teachings to the audience, which makes the audience question certain things. When you make the audience question and you have this kind of like um when you see a good hero going through so much pain and so much disadvantage all of a sudden stand up and have other people rally around him, and him becoming stronger and better and actually achieving something but still being true to his core and just making it very plain and simple, that's a good story. We don't need to add I don't think there was any romance in that even. I mean, he was
No,
kind of
there
like
wasn't. There
there
wasn't.
there there wasn't any weird things that were inserted, not in the novella, not in the actual adaptation of the TV show. um it was just enjoyable. You watch it and you're like, God damn, this episode is too short. I want more. I want more episodes. I want another season. I want to see this character succeed.
And you
Indeed.
relate to the character. You relate and you can feel for the character.
Yeah.
You connect, which is
What
very
was the
important.
name of the character, Dadman?
Oh, I this is recollections. The tall Dork the tall, or there was
Sir Duncan.
Sir Duncan the tall. Yes, I got close. I got a D with it. Duncan the tall. At least I didn't say Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Sir Duncan's tall, and he did, and he got this little kid that attached to him that came out of nowhere, and you felt for the kid, and you not try not to spoil it, but it's like there's a big
And it had a
support
lot.
within him. Yeah,
It wasn't as serious as Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. It's set in the same universe, different timeline, but it had so much humor in it.
yeah,
Even though it had serious scenes and moments, but there was so much humor that just they even had jazz music. I don't even care about
yeah,
Comrade and House of the Dragon
yeah.
phrasing, but putting jazz music over something in this, it just worked. It's like the people writing this, I think it was Ira Parker, and again, the author George R. R. Martin was more involved in this, in actually doing the notes and rewriting things and working with the writers, than it's with House of the Dragon, where he was just like, we don't want to work with you,
Hmm.
we want to do our own thing.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was really, really cool. It was different. I knew there was a lot of people talking about it on YouTube and reviewing and talking about it, and the biggest thing was it had a great message with honor and to do the right thing, and you could see really the I think the hypocrisy of the upper class too growing in the time, and forgetting what they believe, like chivalry, honor, defending the weak. And I'm like, do any of y'all have honor? Do any of you still have honor? I mean, he's yelling and screaming at the dais that is watching, and you know and it's really challenging.
Well,
You know,
also with the sorry, Jeff, real quick. Also with the jousting, it was very true. Like, they did their research, the armor, um everything with the actual sport of jousting seemed very legitimate. But it also, I think I even pointed it out to you, Dad Man, like, I can't imagine sitting on a horse that's wearing armor than having me sit and I'm like a 6 foot something guy wearing armor, and then I need to be athletic enough, because that is what men used to do back in the day. I am not far away from Hampton Court, where Henry VIII used to joust in his prime when he was in his 20s and whatever. And then he got injured in a jousting um, tournament. And then what happened to him? Yeah,
Big, fat, and lazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Talk about
So
International Cat Day. He became a big fat cat. But come on, Jeff.
sorry, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Jeff, that was one for your soundboard.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Too busy looking for something.
Henry VIII became a big fat cat.
There we go.
Oh, I was going for the trombone, but I'll take that. There you go.
How about this instead? So now I'm just kind of I now I'm thinking about this show of having what is it, Duncan in the jazz music charging into like the joust and just hear like Careless Whisper playing in the background.
Oh gosh, not Wham, not Wham. There was Wham UK, then became Wham. No, George. Anyway, but no, you talk about that physical nature, and they really communicate that. That reminds me of a medieval festival we went to with the kids on homeschool days, and they asked for volunteers, and Aang volunteered because Mrs. had asked a question, because you can't see, the eye slit is very thin. And so they asked for a volunteer. Aang put the helmet on. And it showed, it's about the peripheral vision. How do you see around it? And why do you have to keep your helmet on? This old Scottish angry man just took a full broadsword, and whacked Aang upside the head. Full swing. Boing! And Aang just stood there. The knights around just turned around and walked off. They were dying laughing at the scene. Crazy old man hit a kid, somebody else's kid, full swing with a broadsword. Aang's like, what was that? That's just like, hey. So but I like the realism too. Sam is saying in here though, it should say they are pretty sure, not that they're not pretty sure. They are pretty sure that King Henry VIII got a TBI in a jousting tournament that nearly killed him and completely altered his personality from then on. Yep. And well, let's try that again. You're talking like I am tonight, Sam. Let's try that again. Historians are fairly confident that the jousting tournament that severely injured King Henry VIII gave him a TBI and permanently altered his personality. Oh, interesting. Wow, I'll tell you what. Ugh. Could you imagine jousting, Jeff?
Yes, because I lived in Europe and I got to see Kaltenberg, which is the mother of all jousting fests.
Well, what about you? Would you do it? I mean, what if you had to do it?
Oh, I would have. In fact, when I was young, it wasn't cowboys and Indians we would be playing. It was knights. And so we had makeshift armor, and we were hitting each other with swords and shooting each other with bows and arrows and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, it was very, very standard for when we were in Europe. So that sort of stuff doesn't unnerve me a whole lot. And what's more, the armor is actually like really well built. You'll see in movies, they'll see people getting stabbed through the armor. It was really hard to get through that armor. So a lot of the times you just had to put someone into submission and then the joust was over, or the competition was over, because it was Christian Europe. And so if you had an execution, then you could get in serious trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Buddy did say Henry liked a wife until he didn't. And Sam had said in Arizona we played knights and princesses. Let's see. Oh, and Sam is a stage certified broadswordsman.
Wow.
Swordsman. Yeah, she has, and plus she's big for costume design and stuff. So Sam's not going to be able to join us tonight, but sometime we'll have to talk about that, Sam, in a little more detail. But she said, I've had friends in the Society for Creative Anachronism. Because of that, I've been able to wear chainmail. Yeah. And Buddy did Robin Hood, Excalibur, and Cowboys. So, all right, Jeff, what you got?
I can't pull it up too far, but I mean, when you come from a European background, there's some things you have to get.
Oh, wow. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. A hilt. Oh, I know. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. Nothing else.
Well, we're trying to make the YouTube YouTube gobs, the
Gobs.
benevolent overlords happy, so you don't show things. It's great. We won't get on that thing about when you show bing bing pew pews, and it's like, just anyway, it's all insane. But listen, that's really cool, Jeff, and the background. We could actually do a whole stream on the jousting and stuff like that. I think with all your interests thrown together, but.
By the way, one of the things that I found fascinating when we were in Europe, this is just like when you suddenly realize that Hollywood has messed it up horribly.
Yeah.
Imagine what happens when you're fighting with swords against people with iron armor and whatnot and steel. One of the things you don't really think about a whole lot is when you're fighting, it's a light show, because there are sparks going everywhere. And we got to see that of where it was full-blown strikes against each other, and the swords and the armor were just sparking left and right. It was fascinating. And so it's the middle of the night, and so there's torches around the area, and you just see it looks like a lightsaber fight because of all the sparks and whatnot.
And I did see that at Medieval Times, the dinner theater in Orlando.
Yeah, but yet Hollywood still doesn't do it.
Yeah, Hannah, you've not heard of Medieval Times?
Yes, I actually went to medieval times in Orlando.
Yes, we did there, and you get to see the sparks like Jeff was saying. We even did one at the Excalibur Hotel in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like, well, hey, look, it's the closest thing to real knights and stuff that you got. Now, the food's as fake as the knighthood, but hey, lemon pie. Hello, citrus. Hi, fruitcakes.
Hello,
Now,
Lemon.
okay, okay, buddy, I know what Excalibur is. It's a sword. But the only thing I can think of a claymore is a mine. So, does your dad have a mine and a sword, or is there a claymore sword?
You don't know what a claymore is.
I know it's a mine they use in the military. You set the perimeter so you blow somebody up coming through, It's a perimeter weapon.
Gigantic sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at this. Here, Anna, take a look at. Can you take Sam's real quick while I look at something real quick?
Sam says there used to be a reality TV show competition about jousting. It was so much fun to watch. Yeah, there's been quite a few, but I think it's like Jeff says, if you actually participate or you're part of it, like I'm sure you've been to one, Sam, it's a completely different experience. It's like those reenactment things that they do with the Civil War and all that stuff. Like people are really get into their costumes, actually having replicas of the weapons, which look very realistic, and it's a different experience. It's not the same the same as medieval times in Orlando.
Well, Buddy went to Medieval Times in L.A. and got Northern California Renaissance Fair almost every year. So see, there's medieval times everywhere. And yes, Fallout Dave, I was sheltered. Go ahead, Jim.
There was a Renaissance Fair in Maryland that we went to when I was a kid, and teenager. And we had just come back from Germany. So we'd just seen Kaltenberg, and we'd seen where someone gets clobbered in a joust, and they do like 3 somersaults backwards before hitting the ground. They did not spare any punches whatsoever. And that's when you realize, dang, this stuff's real. Like these people are so good. They're not coming away with broken bones, or if they do, then they're doing it all for the reenactments of this. We come back to the U.S. into Maryland, and we go to the joust, and we see them. They're not really going all that fast. They're just kind of trotting up to each other, and then they would take their poles, and there was a big foot-long piece of chalk at the end of it, foot long, and then they would just try and poke and make sure that chalk breaks on their shield, or maybe doesn't break, but at least so it marks the shield.
Yeah.
And so we see this happen, and we're like, there's no speed, there's no strength behind this, there's no shattering of wood and whatnot, or bending of metal. It's just like kids playing on this. And so then they go around and they come back, they get new poles. Oh, everyone's starting to cheer for it. They go forward, and then you hear poink, and then one of the people falls over onto the ground, and everyone's like, oh, are they okay? Oh no. And everyone starts flocking to them to pull them back up. And they're just like, I'm just, I can't move. And they drag this person, pull him back up, take off the helmet, and it's this little waif of a gal that looks like she can barely lift her arm in that armor. And then they elevate her arms for her, and everyone cheers, and then she gets put back on the horse. I was like, she's going to break a bone doing this. To chalk. But it was just the level of what we have over here in the U.S. We're so paranoid about people getting hurt that we just remove any risk whatsoever. And so we here in America are very sheltered compared to what you will see in Europe. And so if you ever get the chance to go to Kaltenberg, highly suggest it.
Okay, will do. That's a very good point. I mean, we see it in our sports, but everything else these days. Buddy did say, Claymore mine, how dare you? Okay, Greta. Okay, Greta. Oh, of course, mines. We think about mines and how many mines it took to, what was it in that one new Star Trek STD thing where it took 2 billion mines to mine a whole planet or something?
No, you're talking about Starfleet Academy.
Oh, Starfleet. Okay, that one. But basically, the number of mines were beyond ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, they had to put it all around the universe in a matter of 2 weeks.
Oh God. Yeah.
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 By the way, when you see fiction and you think, oh, that's so outlandish, but hey, it's sci-fi, no one cares. There's a lot of people who care, to the point of where it drives technology. The number of things that we have developed because people got inspired because of movies is staggering. And so there are a lot of people that have been perfecting robotics because of Iron Man. There's a lot of people that are pursuing laser technology because of Star Trek and Star Wars. There's a lot of people that are going into all these different areas. And so whenever you see that, you're like, you have a chance to redirect history, and you're just deciding to go with the cheap, quick option.
Yep.
Yeah, which goes back to your point of what you just described, is sometimes it's just so hollow and shallow and a facade of something that other people actually put their time and effort into training, doing, studying, actually physically going out there, getting the education. And here it's just like, well, I'll just hop onto this piggyback off this franchise, where exactly Star Trek was always inspiring people to think about science. And here it's like, everything about this has nothing to do with the science, anything is possible nowadays. We can, just like in House of the Dragon, we can teleport in 20 seconds from one side of the world to the other somehow. How did that happen? Did they it just, yeah.
And it's
It's the difference, but and the audience sees that. The
yeah.
audience feels that. And God, those minds, I remember I was messaged when I was watching that episode when it just came out of Starfleet Academy. Thank God that show has been canceled. I was like, I think I just lost brain cells.
Yep. Ah,
I don't
oh,
understand how any of this is real. You have aliens vomiting glitter. You have discos, and this is just so. And when it comes to the actual science of Star Trek, all of it was dumbed down so bad that I felt. I'm sorry. Can I say the word on the stream? Starts with an R.
uh, uh,
Ridiculous? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Oh, wait, might have
ravaged,
censored that.
ravaged. Hey, what ravaged is it? Yeah, yeah. It's like your mind messed up. Um, yeah, I get what you're saying. No, retarded. Yeah, yeah. That's a good one. It's like Ole Miss fans at the Grove. It's the haughty toddies.
Ugh.
But oh, that's too funny. But no, I get you. That's how it felt like with Star Wars. A lot of Star Wars fans when they did that anybody could be a Jedi thing after the Last Jedi with Broom Boy. Like, okay, well, we there we go. By the way, speaking of the Scottish stuff, Buddy said there's a 160th annual Scottish Highland Gathering and Games coming up over Labor Day weekend. We actually have a Highland Games here in Northeast Florida, and caber tosses, all kinds of wonderful things. They do that, and yeah, Alaska guy, Jeff will deal with Alaska guy. Oh, Buddy Hepburn, imperative. This is the Kobayashi Maru, 19 periods out of Altair 6. We have struck a gravitic mine and have lost all power. Our hull is penetrated and we have sustained many casualties. Well, Jeff can help with pizza. Jeff is a.
No, but one thing I just remembered
What's
is
that?
in that one episode of Starfleet Academy, the captain, I don't remember her name. I don't care about any of the characters.
Is
They're
she the
made
one that
up
was like
characters.
slouched across the captain's chair?
Oh
Like,
no, I don't even remember
okay.
the actress. I've blocked this out of my mind. I can't find it. The one who was in where she was the deaf one. She was in that film from back in the day. Whatever. But she's the captain. She's the kind of like the admiral, and she's saying fire the boosters. But they show the boosters going backwards, but the ship is flying in the opposite direction. And then you have people going pew 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 at you, and she goes, turn on the shields, and then they show the shields coming down and up, and she's like, fly forwards, but then they show the boosters going forwards, but the ship is flying backwards.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the special effects team knew how stupid it was, and they were intentionally making it bad to show how dumb they are.
Why not?
Nobody who does a
being too
3D
positive.
model would make that much of a mistake. That was very intentional.
You're being too kind.
Yes. We try to be kind here, and Jeff is always classy. But hey, if you want pizza, call Jeff because he used to work at a Little Caesars, and he's got plenty of other stories we got to hear one day. And Jess always reminds us of that. Lemon Pie said he saw a clip from Starfleet Academy where one of the students complained that they are always trying to teach them things. Oh gosh, Dave says the most hard trick ever. The only way it was tolerable was watching the Disparu roast it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I is that the one that no I'm thinking of the I'm thinking of the STD one, the one that needs penicillin. No, that's yeah. Strange New Worlds where they had the Klingons dancing. That was
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was That was one. Mark D with a C, and then they just lost. It's just lost it. By the way, speaking of lost, we came at this a while back, but here's the Claymore sword. Okay, so it is a sword, not just a mine. Huh. Okay, I learned something tonight. Speaking of brain cells, but if y'all want to continue on the line, we can. I've got something else we can do in the next probably 30 minutes. We have tonight. I want to make sure y'all finished where y'all feel. There is a movie with space herpes. Yes, our friend Hungry reminded me of space herpes. Oh my God, it was. Oh boy, what was that thing? Oh man, yes. We talked about Hungry Boy and I were doing streams and all. And there was a one movie out there, and it was like something on us. That was horrible. Dave said, Starfleet Academy, Dawson's Creek, and Space is worse. Ice Pirates, yes! Ice Pirates, thank you, buddy. Yeah, the movie Ice Pirates is what Hungry referred to as, there's these things called space herpes. So, yes, I'll have to bring that up one time. We'll have to look at that. But yes, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. On terms of the story, are y'all want to, we can move on, or are there anything else y'all want to finish up? Y'all had in mind on that topic?
Well, that, like I've said before, that's a subject I can go on for a very long time. But
well, have we finished where we've been? We can jump off to something else. If we
there is one thing
up.
I would like to say, though, in terms of as kind of like a reminder, at least when we see things that are have kind of a weird conclusion to their story, we can, well, first off, the writers are to blame, but the number one people in charge of all that stuff are the directors and the producers.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be made if they didn't sign off on it. So we can critique the writers all day. We can critique the artisans all day. In the end, it all comes through the top people in that chain, and they're the ones that let it get released.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll move on to something else. One of the things that Anna's included in the wonderful theme that we had is state laws. We do talk state laws, weird state laws around here. So I was thinking New Hampshire, but I decided to deviate from that. We're going to focus on the great state of Alabama tonight, shall we? Well, put a coat on, Jeff. Anna kind of chose it with the AIDS at the beginning, and we had some talk about you wearing a jacket in Alabama being something kind of cool that we could do. But hey, we shall endeavor to move on with that. All right, with that, 20 weird Alabama laws that are stranger than fiction. Speaking of writing, are you ready, Jeff? Anna, are you ready? Let's see. I think she had to step away a second.
Nobody cares about Alabama.
Well, I could pick Ohio or New Jersey, but I figured we could always pick Ohio. We need to do that one. If Deeple comes in, we'll have to pick Ohio one time. But do we have to do New Jersey when Wes is here? But we'll pick on Alabama tonight. Discover the weird Alabama laws that have puzzled residents for decades, plus a fascinating history behind many of the state's strangest legal traditions. All right. Oh, what the hell? What did this thing pop up? They got a ribbon at the bottom that I can't figure out how to get rid of. Oh, well. Here, I'll use it. There you go. I'll use it to hide things. All right. We talked about space herpes. We talked about International Cat Day and many other things. So weird law number one in Alabama is, come on, add a stage. There we go. You must have windshield wipers on your car.
Well, yeah.
Well, you should. I mean, usually, sometimes. Doesn't a hand just work? You just stick your arm out. And...
Or you could be like Ace Ventura with your head sticking out of the a driver's window because of windshields destroyed. But yeah.
Hey, Alaska's windshields are always destroyed, so I don't know why people would complain about that.
Well, what is it, from caribou or from just ice storms or what?
Oh,
No.
everything. Usually snow, ice, the heater in the car
Yeah.
that heats the window too much and causes a crack that just spreads. Pebbles, that's a very common one. And
Yeah.
yeah, all that sort of stuff. Ice
Rain.
Also,
roads.
yeah.
Rain. Exactly the same thing in England and Russia. I mean, that's just normal. Why is that weird?
It's just what it has. Well, I'll tell you what's kind of interesting is Jeff told me one time. There was one of the streams, maybe it was Saturday night, and I, I guess polar bears will attack. They're naturally aggressive, and Jeff, you said that's true that they have certain zones where you have to keep vehicles unlocked, right?
Yes, if you are up in northern parts of the state, you are required to leave your car unlocked and leave the keys there. Because if you have a polar bear chasing you, that's the only way you're going to stay safe.
Yeah. Hey,
Even
I
so,
guess
it's not guaranteed.
no. That's why that you leave the keys so you can drive a car. Sorry,
Exactly.
sorry. I'm taking your car for a spin at 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh gosh, we'll see where we end up. Okay, so this one, windshield wipers on your car. The second one in Mobile. Oh, this is down on the Gulf in Mobile, Alabama. It's illegal to spit orange peels onto the sidewalk.
Well,
Yeah, just in case you ever wonder why the streets aren't littered with orange peels, this may be the reason.
It's so bizarre to me.
I
Yeah,
wonder what
it's
the foundation of that rule was.
well, we think we'd rather step on an orange peel than a banana peel any day if cartoons have taught us anything. However, it was passed to keep the city clean and for public safety measures. If someone is found violating this law, they can be fined up to $500.
You know that probably came into effect because like a restaurant took a bunch of orange peels and just dumped it onto the street or something like that.
But why oranges in Alabama? Why not peanut shells or something?
Probably because they had breakfast orange juice and it was all the stuff that they had left over. And they're like, what do we do with this? Throw it on the street. And now they got a law for it.
Oh, gosh. Well, they wouldn't put a law against sausage gravy on the street, but then again they may. Then again, they may say don't waste sausage gravy. So Dave is already ahead of us. Number 4 is serious. Okay. Any thoughts on that one, Anna? I know you were laughing a bit.
I don't understand any of this. This is just normal, logical. Yes, windshields. You don't spit any orange. If I'm eating it, even if I'm eating an orange on the street, are there no bins?
Nope. No, not generally. You have very few public trash cans. That's why the downtown streets get trashed sometimes. You're lucky, Dave. I saw what you did because I hate this. It's got them all on there with this view, but so I won't necessarily show the article. But yeah, most downtown, like our downtown, you have to go at least you got to go a block or two to get it to the next trash can. They're not on every corner.
Okay, well, you eat an orange. Put the peel in your pocket until you encounter a trash can. Why are you gonna just? No.
Well, down south here, folks, things just degrade or biodegrade like peanut shells. So you just throw them out. You just spit them out. Uh oh. Y'all might be in charge of the stream in a moment because my screen keeps flashing. So I don't know. So just
Mine
be
was
ready.
flashing too for a moment. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what was going on.
yeah. I don't know. It's Saturday night with Dadman. I gotta get over to Twitch and deal with something real quick. But yeah, Dave asked Anna, why would you put orange peels in bins?
Where are you supposed to put them?
Well, you could put them in plants and planters or something like that.
Yeah, like compost.
Yeah,
If you have a garden. I'm not
yeah.
just gonna make my city or town or my surroundings like just litter on the street. No.
It is interesting. So let's see.
And it doesn't just go for oranges, anything really.
Well, see, one of the things we do down south is roasted peanuts, especially boiled peanuts. We'll, you just throw the shells down.
Sold out.
Yeah, yeah, we just, yeah. Sorry, I had to get something over on the Twitch side. So on the road, Anna, on the road. All right, so let's go. All right, number 3. Putting salt on a railroad track can be punishable by death.
In Alabama.
Yeah, putting salt on a railroad track can be punishable by death in the state of Alabama.
Okay, but there must be a reason behind that.
Yeah. Well, by the way, Dave said that put them on the road so that when cars run over it, you can get a nice orange scented street.
In
Uh,
Fortnite.
in Alabama too, but I love that, Dave. I love that. Well, this law on the books since the 19th century sounds like one of the weirdest laws in Alabama, but there's actually a reason behind it. Salt can attract cattle onto the tracks, and in the past, farmers could try to collect money from railroad companies. However, it could also a train derailment, and obviously that is not a good thing. So be sure to leave the salt at home. You know, if that.
I didn't realize salt was so dangerous.
Well, it gets the cows on the tracks, and did Anna say she wants to play Fortnite? Dave, you're as recruiting as I am. But no, it makes sense. The 19th century, the 1800s, a lot more done by train. You got farmers out there, and cattle will go different places. We were driving through Kentucky once. Was it Kentucky or no? It was not Kentucky. It was actually
Yeah, there was
Mississippi.
wasn't there a cow that derailed a train or something?
Yeah, they had that up there that they did. We actually were driving on the Natchez Trail in Mississippi, and a car coming that direction flashed its lights at us. Like, okay, what's that for? When we got up there, there's a cow in the middle of the road, just standing there chewing whatever it was eating at the time. So, but in this case, I guess the salt would attract the cattle, and that's the thing, could cause
So
a
why are
train
you
derailment.
walking around in this day and age in 2026, walking around with salt?
That's why it's one of the weirdest laws.
You know, isn't there
Salt's
a
expensive. Yeah, Jeff.
isn't there a logo of a girl walking through the rain carrying salt? Of course, you carry salt with you everywhere you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Morton Salt Girl. Yes, you're gonna love this one. These next two are gonna be really, really cool. Number 4, boogers must not be flicked into the wind. Boogers must not be flicked into the wind.
Okay.
Well, that's oh,
Is this still Alabama?
This is still Alabama. Yeah.
that's I wonder what the reason was for that one. I mean, into the wind.
Yeah.
That sounds like very specific.
Well, they do say, as disgusting as it seems, it does prevent a public health issue. However, see, this is why I hate this article. However, while many think this is a law, there's nothing about it on the books, so it's now touted as an urban legend. Boo! Yeah, fake rules. But this one is one that's real. Number 5. It's illegal to impersonate a priest.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That one actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if there's Halloween costume idea, you can mark that off your list. But if someone is caught impersonating a priest other member of the clergy, they can be charged with a misdemeanor fine up to $500, jailed for up to a year, and has been on the books since 1965. We did hit this one once before, and I think on the when our get over it's when we did by all 50 states. And speaking of
My pimp.
sausage gravy,
My pimp is in the house.
vagabond, pimp
Vagabond.
daddy. How are you doing, vagabond? Mr. Bacon and Sausage Gravy at Waffle House. I hope
Well,
y'all got it.
also somebody from the south. They have
Yeah.
some weird
We're
laws.
not weird. You need to come live in Florida and
No, yeah,
Georgia and learn the Southern ways.
you got Florida. I don't even care about anymore. I'm used to all the weird stuff going on.
You
Georgia
had
and
seen weird.
Alabama.
Georgia's pretty darn weird. Oh, he's installing an ice maker. Good job, dude. Good luck with that. So,
Yeah.
hey, but thanks for being here tonight. Oh, oh gosh. Number 6, it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church because it could cause laughter.
It may causes laughter here.
Yep. Oh, originally from SoCal, and where you are now. Yeah, Pimpin's right, sir. Pimpin's right. But yeah, it could. I mean, Jeff, you can put on a fake mustache. Anna, you should put on a fake mustache.
How do you know I'm not wearing one right now?
Uh,
Oh my
well,
god.
it caused laughter. Yeah, we're not really sure. We're really not sure we wouldn't be some of the ones laughing. It certainly is one of the funny state laws in Alabama. Well, it's interesting because we got another one about Mobile, Alabama. It's illegal to spray silly string in Mobile, Alabama. So, but there was an amendment passed in 2018 that lifted the ban from spraying silly string in Mobile. So,
Beware that silly string.
yeah, exactly. It gets everywhere. It's coarse. It's messy. Quoting Anakin Skywalker. Um, Montgomery, Alabama, it's illegal to open an umbrella on the street. Oh gosh, Jeff.
I
Jeff. Nice. Get delayed. Oh, and nice, too nice, sir. Nice. Uh, but this one, they say, made sense at one point. The opening of an umbrella could spook horses. So in a society without cars, it could have resulted in, spooking a horse to a stampede. Well, I just get on a horse and they go freaky. So, yeah, my horse story is this thing started spinning and I jumped off. So there you go. I'm not the horse rider, horse whisperer Anna is. So they, oh gosh, number 9. See, this one makes sense. This one, okay. It's illegal to wear a mask in public. So what it did, because of a lot of the, Alabama and a lot of the stuff that happened with that organization of the Sheets in Alabama history, that's where this was born from. But I tell you what, and we talked about it a few weeks ago on one of our Saturday nights, that in Florida, it is still by law illegal to wear face coverings and have masks. It's a threat to public safety, which always got me about 2020. Is like, you tell people they can wear masks, but the law says they can't wear masks. Anyway, yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, Vagabond said it was probably one of those dastardly guys that would tie women on the train tracks. Yep.
mm.
So the mask in public, we'll hold off on that. Number
Okay,
10.
but okay.
No, go ahead.
So
Yeah.
I like I like wearing as any woman would. I like doing like face masks. So if I do like a face mask as in like for beauty things, one of those things that you put on your whole face. And it's
Yeah.
like white sheet of, and I just had to, for some reason, step out to go and get a delivery or something. What would happen to me in Alabama?
I don't know. That's kind of saying that you might
Like
get
a
arrested.
moisturizing face mask.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know. That you should have done. I mean, that would be. We should have not test that in 2020 for public masks, you know? Oh gosh, I would think I, I, it's a face covering, so yeah, it should be illegal. But it's we've oh gosh, my computer's done. But no, I agree with you. What would it, Jeff? What would you think? Should a woman be able to wear a beauty
You're
mask
kind
in
of breaking
public?
up for me, so I couldn't quite hear that one.
Yeah, I can't hear it too. I
Um,
think the question was, well, you know what?
is
Just because
Jeff? Are
Jeff
you?
is a man, there are men out there, especially in Asian countries, that have a good skincare routine, and I'm talking about Koreans. There's nothing weird about that. So
That
No,
what I
no,
will say though, well,
yeah.
in terms of if those Korean men, um, the the skincare routine can be nice for some people, but one of the responsibilities and honors of being a man is that you have to be able to put your hands into the dirt and to be able to work as needed whenever there is the call for it. And I find that men that are more willing to do that sort of stuff, their skin will naturally start to get kind of a leathery sort of look and feel. And if it's too soft,
Mhm.
it will cause a lot of them to sometimes shy away from, being able to actually really dive in and get their hands dirty to, be able to help people. So you'll never see me
Yep.
taking a skincare routine.
yeah, but
Nope.
we're talking about the face, not the
Yeah,
hand.
even my face. Yeah, I don't want someone to look at me and say, "Boy, your body looks like it was like made to be out in the wilderness, and your face looks like it belongs in a South Korean city."
Oh, Jeff. Oh man, it's too funny. Oh gosh. But I would say, hey, go for it. Do it. And like Vagabond said, they don't enforce a lot of these now. But take them off the books. That's the biggest thing I had was in 2020. Our state law says you will not wear masks in the public areas or face coverings because of public safety. And it's like, change the law, guys. And it's, I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. Either have a law or get it off the books. So, but hey, here's one for you people. Look, I've heard about people lose. Jeff, have you lost stuff out of your pockets before?
Yes, I have. Usually when there's
Ha-
a hole in my pocket.
Have you ever lost Have you ever lost cash out of your back pocket or something? Anna, have you lost
Well,
money?
maybe a coin or two, but never like
Uh,
a wallet or something like that.
Anna, have you lost money out of your pocket?
Never. No.
Well, in Alabama, it's illegal to put an ice cream cone in your back pocket. So there goes your ice cream.
Well, I can't say that I've ever put ice cream inside my pocket, but I kind of would wonder what would be the reason for it, one, to fall out of your pocket, and two, that it hasn't have already melted into your pocket.
I was just gonna say.
Well, you could cool your butt on a hot British day if you wanted to, then with it in your back pocket.
How do you lose an ice cream out of your back pocket?
Well, like Jeff said, it melts. But this is one of the oddest among the many unusual Alabama laws. We're not really sure why you'd want to do this because it sounds quite messy, doesn't it?
Hmm.
That it does.
Here's where it goes. Here's where it goes. Apparently, it was once common to steal horses away from carriages by luring them away with a strategically placed ice cream cone.
See, I
Ah.
would
After all,
be
theft is illegal in Alabama. Go ahead.
I'm wondering what sort of weak horses those are that they can be, taken away with ice cream and not like a nice fresh carrot
Or apple.
or
Yeah.
apple.
Now,
Why ice cream? I mean, who is feeding the horse ice cream to get them to know instinctively, ooh, I want that?
Why don't you just put a
Yeah.
cone in your back pocket, you know?
No, and how many people? I mean, when was this law written? Because not a lot of people back in the day could actually. It's not like today, where back in the day, it was a chore to even get ice, let alone
Yeah,
ice cream.
yeah. And when you got ice, I mean, it's funny, vagabonds installing an ice maker, but it's like, you, it's like, you had ice delivered to your house, remember? And speaking of vagabond, oh, we're squirreling tonight. I got into a Korean bathhouse and paid for scrubs. The cleanliness is on a whole new level. I got scrubbed with almost feels like sandpaper by an old Korean man. It's the price you pay for smooth skin. Just,
Oh my
oh,
goodness.
I love having Vagabond. Vagabond, you're cool. I mean, he and I know we already bond over biscuits and gravy, so, but, anyway.
Yeah, and
Oh,
toe wrestling.
toe wrestling, yeah, exactly. Did you hear about that? Were you able to watch our Get Over It on Thursday night, Jeff?
No, I was busy working.
Well, one of the weirdest sports in the world is toe wrestling. Not finger
Toe
wrestling,
wrestling.
but toe wrestling. And it was an English pub, starting English pubs in the 1970s. And they have a league, they have rules, they have tournaments around the world, and two people sit on designated spots. They can't move off of them, and they like big toes, and they actually have foot inspections too, Jeff. Vagabond volunteered to be a foot inspector, at least for the
You
women's
know,
division.
that is the sort of competition that you do not want to suddenly look up and see Tarzan walk into the room. You're going to be in trouble.
Sorry, I'm snorting. Well, the funny thing is, on their website had two big fat men doing it instead of attractive younger women. Yeah. Oh God, Vagabond's got a trip to book the trip to London now.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Well, but
I can
yeah, it
imagine
was.
the injuries would actually be probably pretty high. Toes are pretty strong for the most part, but that's the problem. They're also the other person's toes could be very strong too, and the chance of something breaking is probably pretty likely. Thumb wrestling, there's like so much pressure you can apply, but when you're working with toes, there's limited motion, and so I could imagine just kind of really forcing something in there and maybe causing dislocation.
Yeah. Well, unless everybody damages the little toe all the time, they're so like not needed. They just bang them because they won't wear shoes, and then
Or
I
they
imagine.
or they fall down the stairs and break their.
Yeah,
Not talking
I,
about it. I know.
I know, but well, my wife kicked
Break their
bowling.
head.
My,
Wow, yeah, that's harsh.
break their little toe. It's like, oh man, I tell you what, I learned a long time ago not to tell the missus to go get the toads. She's like, what the heck are they gonna do with it? They're just gonna say it's broken. And she's like, quit nagging me.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
happened to me. I 6 months ago broke my toe, but it was from falling down the stairs.
cheers.
It's been, yeah, so, and it still doesn't feel right, but when I went to the doctor, it's like, well, you just gotta let it heal.
Yep. Yeah,
That's good.
and Mrs. kicked a bowling ball the other day and on one of her other toes. It's like, yeah, it's like she's like, I like, do you want to wrap it? No, it's gonna hurt worse. So,
Yeah. By the way,
oh,
the so I've broken toes twice. Thankfully, it doesn't happen a whole lot. But
yeah,
it's kind of the same sort of way. Parents looked at it and was like, "Well, not much to do about it. Just put a little brace on it. Good enough to go." But the
Yep.
only
yeah.
time where I actually broke a bone and had to get it looked at, I think I've told this story before, but it was when I got charged by the elk.
The elk, how'd that go? What'd you do? Did you even do anything? Because I like that bison charged that guy, and though he was at what I would have thought was a safe distance. So how did you have an elk charge you?
So
The elk thought. thought that Jeff was a big ice cream cone.
Or maybe because he wore that face mask, all that white paper on his face.
Yeah, something like that. So back when I was 15, my sister got this genius idea that she wanted to go on a trail ride. Why? Because little girls love horses, and she saw the opportunity, and she asked parents, like, can we go on a trail ride? And finally, yeah, sure, we can go on that. And I was not so keen on it because I'm not a big fan of horses. Not that I don't like horses, it's more like I just haven't had great experience one way or the other. I do admire them as creatures, but I don't have a whole lot of personal interactions with them. So to me, I'm a little hesitant around them. They're strong, but also I'm big. And so I'm afraid that I might injure the horse in many ways. And so even back then I was, already pretty tall and getting pretty heavy. And so we go to this location and they look at me and they say, okay, so we got this person for this horse, this person for that horse. And they come around to me and say, well, we're going to give you this little stumpy horse. And they bring out this little tiny horse by comparison. And they're like, the shorter it is to the ground, the better it is for people that are tall like you. Of course, that makes it a little bit more awkward because then you're looking at the creature and you're like, I wonder what it's going to be like to try and ride on you. Will I tip you over if I lean too far? That sort of thing. And then we start off on our trail ride. We aren't 5 minutes from the barn when I look over to our left and I see behind this fence that we're walking along a bunch of elk. Now, up here in Alaska, the sight of elk is very odd because they are not native. They were imported, and they tried experimenting, putting them on some islands, and they're just the cold weather is just too much for them.
Yeah, where were
Moose
they
thrive,
imported from?
but elk don't.
Where were they imported from?
Somewhere in the lower 48. It was part of World War II to see if they could figure out how to, have like extra food reserves or something like that.
Oh.
So I look over to the left and I see this big bull elk walking away from the herd, just kind of holding its head off to like kind of show off his antlers, and then he starts to bellow. And I look over and it's like, this is, that's a little bit of a threatening sort of stance. And so I respond to I asked the trail guide, hey, because I'm right behind, have you ever had one of these elk charge the fence before? No, we never had anyone charge that fence. You're perfectly fine. These creatures, they just love to, show how big and tough they are. And you're perfectly fine. And a moment later, the elk lowered its head and charged the fence. The fence bowed out 4 feet, and my horse was within striking distance. As a result, the horse jumped off to the side. I fall down towards the antlers. My hand comes down on the saddle horn and smashes it and breaks my finger in the process.
Wow.
There I am riding side saddle as my horse then bolts off in a panic, and it decides that it wants to get away from the fence, and that means it has to start going up the side of the hill and the mountain. And so it starts going up the hill, and I start feeling the horse tilt. And so I just realized, oh no, everything's like going slow for me at this point. I'm like, oh no, I just survived getting stabbed by these gigantic antlers. I'm on this animal that's going out of control, and now I feel like I'm about ready to get crushed by it. And so I'm like, please help, Lord. Let go. And I tumble and land on my feet after I hit the ground.
Yep.
And there I am just standing there in a bit of a shock as the horse just bolts off. And my parents were behind and saw the whole thing, and they're just like shell shocked. What the heck just happened? And the trail guide looks at me and looks back at the elk who's triumphantly like calling and shaking his head and moving back off. Like, that's never happened before. It just kept going. It's like, are you gonna? Does anyone want to get my horse? Can I just leave at this point? And
Jeez.
so then I got back on the horse and nothing else happened, but my finger started changing colors along that trip. So that was my big story of getting attacked by an elk.
Oh, Anna, have you ever been attacked by an elk or another animal?
No, I have not been attacked by an elk. I mean, we have a lot of deer and elk where I am close to, and it's usually the tourists. I like to
Yeah.
take photos of them, but I would sit there in the bushes, in the marshes, trying to take photos, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, this is like a a park where there's nobody around. I'm sitting there like a National Geographic photographer trying to get that one shot. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, these tourists come in like, oh, look at the elk. And the elk starts going, nope,
Yes.
nope, nope. And I'm like, oh, god damn, guys, really? Ruined my shot.
Oh, those silly tourists.
Yeah, so it wasn't the elk that
You were
attacked me.
that particular day. Oh, no, it's just stereotypical. Well, hey, well, guess what is illegal in Alabama? Wrestling matches.
What?
Bear wrestling matches are illegal in Alabama. Yes. A 2006 Alabama law states that bear exploitation, including bear wrestling, is illegal and considered a Class B felony. If convicted, the owner of the bear will lose possession and the animal will go to a shelter or society for the prevention of cruelty to animals.
No, I agree with that. That shouldn't happen.
No. So,
No animals should be wrestling for the benefit of people getting some kind of like monetary gain. That's not humane.
yep, I agreed. All right, well, listen, a couple more we got here. It's illegal for someone to
But
drive
also,
while.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to remind everyone, Mrs. I think last year shared a beer cam from Alaska.
Oh,
When
yeah.
where yeah, where the bears are sitting in the stream, when you start getting the population of the salmon, and they're wrestling over the salmon, but that's natural. That's like in a sanctuary, and that's just normal habitat for them. They will wrestle over like, this is my fish, this is my salmon. That's funny to watch in real time.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and it's
I know
cute.
you were really happy with it. Yeah, exactly. And they knew where to plant, they knew where to strategically locate, too. They did. They're like, let me get here. I just kind of snort a poopus method of just being laid back. All right. I don't know why this damn thing popped up, but it's illegal for someone to drive while blindfolded.
I want to know how many people were driving blindfolded before they decided that was worth making a law about.
Have you ever tried driving blindfolded, Jeff or Anna?
I was raised with better, maybe, wisdom than to do something like that.
Oh my gosh, Anna, have you ever tried driving your bicycle blindfolded?
No,
I could see you, little blonde Justin, going down the street with blindfolded with a bicycle on.
no.
Poor vagabond's not going to get to do it. He was going to do that tomorrow. So, gosh, but yeah, it's also in Mobile. What is with Mobile? There must be some really dumb people there to have this many laws. But in Mobile, Alabama, bathing in city fountains is not allowed. What do you mean? Why can't we just go save money and wash off in the city fountains? But watching someone bathe in the local city fountain is not on the top of our to-do list. However, it was passed to protect the decorative nature of the fountains and as a public health safety measure.
No,
What's
I
going?
agree with that. There's a lot of people who do that, especially now with the in the UK with the heat wave. We're having another Oh, in the next couple of days, another heat wave.
Oh man.
And a lot of people are going to go into the fountains and any kind of body of water in the city, which is not the same as the ocean or the sea or lake or something. It's just, yeah, it's not hygienic.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you want to do that?
It just sounds like fun and save some money in your own place. Or
Okay,
if you're
well,
homeless.
next time you go to Alabama, please take photos.
Okay. I could go downtown to my own city and find one. Find one, jump in and jump out and go running as quickly as we can. A couple more. We
I
got
would, I would,
in
I
Anniston,
would,
Alabama. It is
I would dip my toe in a, a body of fountain, but I wouldn't
not in a
sunbathe
river.
one.
How about in a river?
Not in the Thames. No.
Uh, well, I won't come in on Pimp Daddy's territory with that then now. But it'd be popular. But in Anniston, it's illegal to wear blue jeans while walking down Noble Street. Yes, it's one that's not enforced any longer. So why would you ever ban wearing jeans down a specific street?
I can understand why, because it's an old law, probably because people back in the day did not, unless you were from a certain class in society and you were wearing denim, probably
Hmm.
the people living on that street were more, were trousers or something, so it was considered to be
Yeah,
like, "Ooh, you're from lower class, so you're a greaser or something." I don't know. I'm speculating. But there's still places today, like you can't go into certain establishments wearing jeans. Clubs, restaurants, they will not let you in. Yeah.
Jeff will be back in a minute, but we got two more laws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh goodness. Vagabond says, "Dang, I was gonna drive blindfolded tomorrow, and then maybe blue jeans wasn't noble." Exactly. Did I lose everyone? Did the men leave the women to talk about blue jeans? Yes, they did. I have no idea what happened. Maybe I'm just gonna mute myself too and leave. No, jeans were always made. Levi made jeans to be for working class factory, because again, it's a form of protection, just like Doc Martens when people worked in factories in Manchester. And so, if anything falls on your foot when you're working in the factory, it's gonna, yeah, Dadman died. And he's frozen. Well, did you get attacked by a horse or an elk? Vagabond says, "Well, wash them munch. I'm going to get some in Japan since that's the only place to get traditional American jeans." Yeah, I get that. I don't know, like real good jeans, you can see the quality, and if anybody comes at you and tries to kick you or anything in the shins, then it's not gonna hurt as much. But if you get these again, like franchise stores that we all have, and the fabric is so thin, It doesn't even that will not protect you from anything. But yes, Dadman is frozen. How
Ah,
how how many jeans do you own?
how many jeans do I own? Well, we're talking genetic or, just with stuff you wear. In terms of fabric jeans, I have 4 and 2 torn ones that I use for things like art and painting and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, vagabond, exactly. Modern jeans rip like crazy. I
Isn't
always
it
was
weird that back in the olden days you would have a pair of jeans and would last with you for basically the rest of your life? And now they like break after the first few months.
yeah, even after you wash them, just
Hmm.
in a washing machine. But no, I was always my jeans were just like you're saying. It's from doing either some kind of yard work or back in the day just being a grunger and climbing over wired fences and it would get torn or somebody trying to I don't know throw bottles at you and smashing against your
Who's throwing
kneecap.
bottles at you? What sort of place do you live? You're you're not in Chicago, are you?
No, it was Russia in the 2000s. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Um but yeah, no, that's an interesting one. I can understand why people would, especially back in the day. I mean, like the early 900s, like I was saying, would probably their street was like, "Oh, we're all posh here and we don't like seeing people in jeans because again, they're like lower working class or something."
Yeah, give me a working class blue collar fella any day, and I will skip the white collar. And I'm technically white collar, so but I'm wearing blue collar right now. So
But yeah, these Alabama laws are very bizarre. I don't know. I
you
don't
know
know.
what? I lived in Alabama for almost a year. It was one of my least favorite places that we've ever been. And every place that I've gone, I'm like, there's something wonderful and amazing to discover here. And usually it takes about a year to find what it is. Then you start to have a little bit of sorrow when you leave. Alabama, nope.
Yeah.
And I've lived in many places. I've moved 25. I moved 25 times before the age of 25. So
Wow. A
yeah,
lot.
but of all those places, Alabama, nope.
So what would your I mean, obviously apart from Alaska, what would your favorite state be?
State. That's a very good question. I a lot of places, even though it wasn't a great state, we had a great experience. So one of my best experiences was in southern Illinois. Another great spot was Arkansas. Now, Arkansas was painfully hot, and there's a lot of problems in Arkansas, but we had a wonderful experience as a family down there. In terms of places that I've lived just in general, Japan was really high up there, as was Germany.
Okay. Why Japan?
Well, when I was getting ready to go to Japan, my parents came in and told us all that we're going to be moving very soon. And at that point in my life, I had moved many times. And so for me, it was like no big deal. But then they said, we're going to be moving to Japan, where it's going to be a very long trip. And it's going to be very different compared to what we've experienced in Europe and here in the US. And to me, I heard that, and I heard we're going to some place where you're not going to be able to really have any friends or really be able to do anything fun. And so I remembered watching a TV show where there was a kid who had to move, and he threw a tantrum. And so my parents say that this didn't happen, but I can guarantee it did, which means that my tantrum that I threw was so pitiful because I was so unused to doing it that they didn't even recognize it as a tantrum. So I started to lash out. I was like, I can't believe we're going to Japan. And in my mind, it was a big, grand speech, but apparently it was nothing because it didn't leave any lasting impression. So we move over to Japan, and the very first thought that I had when I stepped onto Japanese soil was, this feels like home. And at that point on, I loved the experience. The Japanese people were wonderful. The Americans that were over in Japan, they were having the time of their life. They loved it. The culture was fascinating. It was the height of the 90s, early 2000s for Japan, which means that their culture was starting to come to a peak. And it was a fascinating place. Great food, great people, great experiences. And I regret that I got to do it younger in life and not when I was a little bit older to be able to really lean into it. I didn't get to learn the language, which is something I have always bemoaned. I wanted to learn the language and really engage the people there. Didn't get that chance. I hope to do that one day, though.
Yeah, it's a difficult language for sure.
Absolutely.
So how many languages do you actually know?
Well, I almost became fluent in German, but that has since faded. That was early on in life. I took German again, and I started picking up on it very fast, and could have become fluent if I could have gotten it out of the classroom and just practiced it in the economy, which I actually debated maybe moving to Germany just so I could learn the language and be in Europe. And then we had a lot of problems that were happening, and I thought, this is probably not the best time to be traveling and whatnot. And which is best because finance-wise, I knew people who did that, and their finances dried up because America's expensive. In traveling overseas doesn't really make it easy to return. And so if you have to return, either for family or job, it's crippling. So I didn't do it, but I deeply wanted to. Now, Anna, which countries have you been in? Because I know Russia, I know England. Any others?
Australia. Grew up in Australia.
Down under. Playing with the didgeridoos and the kangaroos. Crikey.
Yeah, I grew up in Australia, then England, then Russia, then back to England. But I think one I really appreciate, even though I don't really appreciate the French because I can't, because I'm in England and I can't like them. But I really appreciate the French language for just the sound. I really do like Korean. And I don't like German
Do you like
though.
Korean because of the skincare?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But I don't really like German because of the history of what's happened.
Which part of Germany did you go to?
Berlin.
See, when we were in Germany, I was in Western Germany, and yes, I was there before the wall came down, and so I was very familiar with a very different Germany in that sense. They were very kind people. They had a no nonsense sort of personality, which is very rough to people if you don't know it. And after a while, you get a chance to talk with them. And you're like, these people are just down to earth. They care about their local community. They care about their legacy. And so it was something where I could lean into that. I know a lot of people that are off put by it, but I noticed there's a very big difference between the Germans of the Northeast and the Southwest. And those the Southwest and West that I really enjoyed.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything against German people today, but I do from back in the day. Not that I was alive back then or anything. There's just something about the way it sounds, and I know a lot of people say the same thing about Russian. It's like when you guys speak Russian, it's always like you're insulting somebody or yelling at someone, and it's like, no, we're not.
You all sound like you're on vodka and you're going around hitting people left and right.
Exactly, slapping everybody, kicking their shins. But
It's kind of like in Japan, same thing. They think of them as like being overly obsessed with honor to the point of where they like lack emotion. And so every culture is going to have a bias that we have against them.
yeah, and I think it's when you actually get to be part of the culture, know the people, spend time with them, and when you do it at such a young age, and to be able to travel, it opens your horizons, and you stop being stereotypical and really judging people. Whereas in a lot of people today, I mean, how many Americans actually own a passport or
A lot
watch war
fewer than it used to
films?
be.
Yeah. I mean, Dadman still doesn't have one. We keep trying to get him one.
Yep. Hey, Figsbot. Yes, this has been the takeover of the Dadman stream. We are making sure that Dadman doesn't get a chance to come back and take over his own show. We are here to make sure that we are going to go in a completely different direction. We're going to be focusing on skincare, world travel, and things like that. No more of these silly squirrel stuff.
Exactly. Russia and Alaska are coming together.
Yes,
So
this was part of the great plan.
who cares about Florida?
Oh no, he's back.
I do. God, this is the worst nightmare of a piece of a crap freaking ass computer ever. Dang.
Careful.
God, yeah, Jeff. Go, Jeff, because this piece of. Go, Jeff, hit the button.
Wow.
God, and I tell it still. Thank you. God, that was horrible. I called the missus to say I was about to grab her computer and anyway, hey, I don't know where you're going, Figgy, but you're here. Hey, welcome here. I actually need to, like I heard you say it, Anna. Yeah, I need to get the passport. Mrs. has hers. So what we're going to do, because I'm having such problems right now, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up tonight. But real quick, the last two laws, incestuous marriages are legitimate in Alabama.
I'm not surprised.
Can you? Sorry, I was actually hacking your computer.
Thank
so
you.
You don't have to go through any of this anymore.
I know. Well,
intellectual discussions with Jeff.
I would have. We've having intellectual discussions, Jeff and I do all the time, and you. But hey, we're gonna love this last one. I'm gonna love this last one. Well, we talked about Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, incest. Yeah, it's perfect. But here's one that I'm wondering the ladies think. In case of divorce, women are entitled to keep all of the property they own before the marriage.
Again, that
but it's better. However, this law does not apply to men. Hey, Kremlin.
It's a very interesting how different the state's laws are. There's ones up here in Alaska that are fairly common to us, and then I find out that they're like not common elsewhere, or other ones that Alabama being notorious for having all sorts of weird things like ice cream in your back pocket. If you do that in Alaska, that's usually going to get you mauled by a bear. And so it's just common sense. We don't have to have a law.
But we can't camp in a bar though when it's not serving, in Alaska.
Yes, indeed. Well, see, like I said, there's things that make sense to us up here, but doesn't make sense to anywhere else.
Nice.
But it's like, why do you want to bring a tent in here to begin with?
I don't know. Somebody like Anna don't want to sleep on the tables, so it's like they
what?
Want privacy. You don't want to sleep on the tables. You want to have privacy, right?
There might be some safer places to go and sleep than that.
Why would you sleep on tables? What are you talking about?
Well, the tent. Jeff asked why you'd put a tent in the bar, so.
It's not a table. What are you? Oh.
See, I love this. My great co-hostess, Forget Over It. I love when she huffs like that. And Brings back memories of driving school teachers crazy. And yeah, Vagabond said we can put the ice cream in the front pockets. Yeah. Or Dave said at least the ice cream won't melt there.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. Well, we're going to wrap
Uh-oh.
this up. Thank you guys for covering for me for what, 10, 15 minutes. That was ridiculous, but thank you for everybody tuning in. We'll be here next Saturday at 9 o'clock. Streaming this week will be very light. We were dealing with get mom home this week. Depends if I get a random Thursday stream. Actually, probably will not be with the missus coming back this week, but you never know. I go random at any time. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Twitch, Twitter, what's it? X, Twitch, Twitter, God, what is it? YouTube, thank you. YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, X, all at Dadman155. Jeff, what have you got going on?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
I'm just tinkering on the same stuff as usual. And so we still do our late night streams every now and again. So if ever you are unable to fall asleep, tune in and you will fall asleep. As our AI bot said, Jeff has that smoothie, jazzy voice, for sure. Are we? Hey, are we? We still have room to continue on the Deaths of Storytelling, correct? Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, once Star Wars is over, there is a lot of other ground that can be covered. One of my favorites is the storylines of animation.
Okay.
So it kind of goes as long as you want it to, technically.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that and where we keep going with that. My great co-hostess Anna of Anna's Gameland. What's up with you? Is there anything you want to say, promote before we leave?
I will definitely not be tempting any elk to break any of my fingers or toes. I will not be putting any ice cream in any pockets. And I don't want to go to Alabama, but I will be back on the Full Aussie on Wednesday with my friends, and then on Saturday, and then whenever Dadman decides to fix his computer and stop just talking about incest and things, then I'll be on the get over it, because that's something I cannot get over.
All right, we'll have to plan one and talk about that again soon, my friend. But everybody, I will tell you though, Alabama is a great place to go camping. One of the best campgrounds we've ever been in. What?
Nothing. I'm definitely going to out of all the states to Alabama to camp.
Well, in Huntsville, go to the north part with the mountainous areas where they have the train depot and the Marshall Flight Center, the Rocket, wonderful place to visit. But hey, plenty of deer, plenty of good nature there. But on that note, folks, we're going to go ahead and cancel this. We're going to go ahead and end the stream before Jeff and Anna have to carry this for 24 hours until I can get back online. So everybody, Anna and Jeff, thank y'all both so much. Thank y'all for carrying it.
Thank you, everybody in chat. We appreciate you. Like and subscribe, please. And yeah, follow everybody.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I almost left the studio. I almost left the stream and y'all on it. I didn't end the stream. Okay, here we go. Bye. Bye, guys.
Saturday night. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We get together to stream all night. Whoa, walking down the street, New York, New Jersey, another dog, Florida. Whoa, what a way to join the street. Saturday night. Scotty beam up, I did. The pavement had the 70s, 90s street. Oh, join the streaming of a circle of Klingons. Oh, let the stream dictate. We talk about everything that has squirrels in. For squirrels' sake,
Gravy and state laws.
just having fun.
We get heated.
So many crimes and a bunch of
Saturday stream with
Dadman and friends. sat night.
Hey,